What's up, YouTube? PokePrimer here. Primary to review our team builder for week 1 of the IPL here on the channel. Ladies and gentlemen, this thing is going to be a lot of fun because we are just a gigantic group of friends screwing around. So this is going to be exciting, to say the very, very least. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to get into this team builder right here. In week 1, we are taking on our good friend Justin and the Toney Typhlosions. Boy, oh boy, is he's a hell of a battler. He's a really, really good guy. Really, really, really tough. So it's going to be a very, very tough matchup, but I think, honestly, that we can pull through and pull out the victory. So let's get into this. His team is really, really good. His team is very, very good. His team consists of Kieran Black, Mega Scizor, Gliscor, Arcanine, Galvantula, Feraligatr, Hitmonlee, Ambipom, Togetic, Meltank, Rhydon, and Electivire. Now, a couple things. First of all, he has a very physically offensive team. Very physically offensive, so that's one thing to notice. As well as the type diversity isn't so much there. Well, he has type diversity, but his team is slow. It requires the Sticky Whip support from Galvantula to be super fast. His fastest mon is, outside of that, is Ambipom, and then after that it's Meltank, which Meltank is more of a bulkier threat than anything else. So it's going to be a fairly easy match to prep for, but it's still going to be a very, very tough match. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a tough one, but I think we can pull out the victory here. The first mon we are going to bring is actually, and this is it is really, really hype. Really, really hype because I have a certain thought process as to why I have this, and it's really, really crazy good. And y'all are gonna, like, lose your mind for how much thought I put into this mon. It's actually wild. But, what I got going on right now is the ultimate anti-lead Sneasel. This set is the ultimate anti-lead to his team. Because if you really look at Justin's team, there are 3 potential leads that stand out. Those are Gliscor, to potentially set up rocks and get its toxic heal going. Galvantula to try to set up webs so the team can be more threatening. And then the Ambipom to get a really strong fake-out U-turn combo and get out of there. So, with that in mind, this Sneasel counters all 3 of those Pokemon perfectly. If it's none of those 3 Pokemon, then I can swap accordingly and preserve my Sash. But we are running the Focus Sash for the reason of the Gliscor. Gliscor can OHKO us. Can, in fact, OHKO us. But we are faster. We have enough speed to outspeed a max speed Galvantula. But we are definitely faster than the Gliscor. And if it's a specially defensive Gliscor, Icicle Crash one-shots. If it is a physically defensive Gliscor, then Icicle Crash is a guaranteed 2-hit KO. We'll be able to live the hit with the Focus Sash, and we'll be able to take it out with the second Icicle Crash. Now, we're running Protect, because if the lead is Ambipom, we don't want our Sash broken by a Fake Out. So turn 1, we would Protect against the Ambipom, see what it wants to go ahead and do. Waste its Fake Out. It may want a U-turn after that. If it does, then that sucks. But if it decides to go for a return and just go for the KO, we will go for the low sweep. We will live with our focus sash, get the low sweep off, and knock that thing's speed to -1, which will then in turn allow our Sneasel to outspeed the Ambipom and finish it off with a second low sweep, which is really, really cool potential there to wipe out the Ambipom. Early game would be really, really nice. So I'm really, really looking forward to that. And lastly, we have Beat Up. Now, Beat Up for this set is really, really crucial. Because if webs go up, our team pretty much gets rocked. Absolutely demolished. Every single one of our mons except one is on the ground. That is bad. That is bad. Granted, we have a way of removing the webs if necessary, but still, we don't want the webs to be there in the first place. So, that's scary. So, this Sneasel actually has a very high chance of KOing the Galvantula with Beat Up. First of all, for those who don't know how Beat Up works, it attacks one time for every living Pokemon. So if I use Beat Up turn 1, it's going to hit 6 times because I have 6 total living Pokemon on my team. Now the way to calculate damage for each hit is you take the Pokemon's base attack stat, divide it by 10, and then add 5. And then of course with Pokemon it rounds everything up. So it'd be like, say if a Mon was like base 95, like Sneasel's case, you would divide it, add the 5, and then run it up to 15 instead of 14.5. So, you know, that makes sense, right? And then with that, you can run that damage calc through with a dark type move that doesn't have any added effect that boosts its damage. So it can be really helpful. Really, really good stuff. And with the team that I'm bringing, I calculated it, and it comes out to like 96 to 103% for Beat Up as a whole, which is totally awesome, because that way we have a very, 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 very good chance of KOing the Galvantula. We will outspeed it, and it will not get webs up. Now, it's not a guaranteed chance, but it's the best chance that we have without activating its focus sash, and I am super duper hyped to try this move out, because I've always wanted to run Beat Up on a Pokemon in League format, and this is the perfect opportunity for me to do so. That is our Sneasel set. Catching Claws is gonna come out here and whack them claws all over this man. So that's that. The next model we're bringing, he has no switch-ins into, and that is Old Faithful, our Choice Specs Volcanion. We are running 248 HP, so we have an odd number. We are running enough speed so that we outspeed a min-speed, bulky Mega Scizor. I could definitely see him bringing that. He definitely needs to bring a decent amount of bulk against my team, because my team hits very, very hard. So he's going to need the bulk. So, Old Faithful here, Choice Specs. The rest is all going into special attack with a modest nature. Choice Specs, there's no switch-ins. There is no switch-ins alive on this planet Earth for this Pokemon. We have Steam Eruption, which literally tears through the whole team. If it 2-KOs everything, if it doesn't 2-KO it, there's a good chance to burn as well. Kyurem Black is the only Pokemon that doesn't get 2-KO'd by Steam Eruption. I think fully specially defensive Togetic doesn't either. But it doesn't really matter, because either A, it'll get burned, or B, it can't do much to Volcanion. So there's that. But everything else on the team gets one shot. We're running Fire Blast just in case to mix things up, so we can click a different move. If they're predicting, say, a Steam Eruption, and they want to switch out to something that can resist that, or something like that, maybe. Maybe, like Kyurem Black gets 2-shot by the Fire Blast, so that's something cool. We're running the Flash Cannon for that Togetic. If we can predict a Togetic switch in, you can blast that Togetic off the face of the earth. And we have the Earth Power for things like the Electivire and the Arcanine. And the, what's the third bomb that's weak to it? Rhydon. But the other two moves here are just essentially coverage moves. We really don't need them, and we're probably just going to be clicking Steam Eruption and Fire Blast through the entire game. But still, you know, it's good to have them there. So, that's our Volcanion this week. Next up, we have Kidney Stone, our Fortress, running a fully physically defensive set this week. With it relaxed nature, 0 speed IVs, of course. Leftovers with Sturdy, Rabbit Spin, Gyro Ball, Volt Switch, and Stealth Rock. Very, 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 very standard Fortress move set. Just want to be able to get in there, spin away at hazards, Gyro Ball something and hit it really, really hard, and then Volt Switch out, or get my own rocks up, something like that. Like, this thing's got goals, but, like, its goals aren't, like, huge. Like, it's basically just here to switch into stuff and keep hazards away. So that's our Fortress, very standard. Next up, we have a very interesting set for our Mega Banette. Play with me, the Mega Banette. We're running a bulky set this week. 248 HP, 80 in defense, and 176 into special defense, with 4 into speed to outspeed. And speed Scizor as usual. Will-O-Wisp, Taunt, Destiny Bond, and Knockoff. First of all, Knockoff is not something that his team wants to switch into, because nothing really wants to take something like that. And I think Mons like Miltank and Ambipom would be switching to this thing, trying to avoid the Ghost-type stab, which I'm not bringing for those reasons. We have the Prankster Destiny Bond, which, if a huge threat starts getting going, or if it's a late game and the Kyurem Black or the Mega Scizor is set up, and I don't want it to be set up any longer, I can just bring in Mega Banette and just click Destiny Bond and Destiny Bond them away. I also have the potential to click Prankster Will-O-Wisp against all these physical attackers. The only mon not affected by that is going to be Arcanine. Other than that, every mon has the potential to be burned on my opponent's team, and none of them gain a positive advantage from it. So, Will-O-Wisp is really, really key in this matchup. And then we have Taunt. Taunt is really nice because mons like Gliscor, mons like Bulky Arcanine require moves to get the recovery going. I can prevent a Dragon Dance on Feraligatr, I prevent Sword Stances on Scizor, I can prevent Defogs on Togetic, I can prevent Thunder Waves on Togetic, I can prevent Miltank from being a Cleric, I can prevent Rhydon from setting up or getting rocks up. I can do a lot of things with the Taunt on this Mega Banette, so I'm really, really excited to use this set. I love bulky Mega Banette, it's really, really good. So hopefully it pans out as well as I think it will. The next one we're bringing is going to be NBT, our next big thing, the Meloetta Pirouette form. We're bringing the Pirouette this week. Life Orb with Relic Song, Drain Punch, Fire Punch, and Ice Punch. Just straight coverage for this thing. Relic Song to change our form. We're running enough speed to outspeed the... It was something that was scarfed. Is it something that was scarfed? Oh, the Ambipom. We're outspeeding the Ambipom, so we're outspeeding the entirety of Justin's team. Drain Punch is for that Ambipom, for that Miltank, for that Rhydon, and for that Kyurem. We have the Fire Punch for the Scizor, and we have the Ice Punch for the Gliscor, so that we can bash through that team as fast as possible. This is a really, really powerful mon, and I'm really looking forward to making it work this season. And the last one we're bringing is Morrowind, our Salamence, rocking the Leftovers. A bit of a very bulky set. Leftovers with Intimidate, Draco Meteor, Hydro Pump, Flamethrower, and Tailwind. First of all, I don't think he will expect a special set. I don't think he will. So that's why we're running a 44 defense and a bold nature just to get the extra bulk. 248 HP, 204 in def, and then 12 into speed. That 12 into speed is kind of key so that we can speed creep the melt tank, which is really, really cool. We want to speed creep that melt tank. We don't want him to outspeed us at all. We have the Draco Meteor just to nuke things. Not many things want to come into a Draco Meteor from a Salamence. Even though Salamence isn't very specially offensive, it still isn't as specially offensive as it is physically offensive. Things still don't want to switch into Dracos. Hydro Pump is there for the Arcanine. Arcanine is a very good switching to Salamence. So is Rhydon as well. Both of them are very good switch-ins to this thing, and both of them get absolutely annihilated by Hydro Pump. And then we have the Flamethrower for the Mega Scizor, because Mega Scizor can also be a good switch into this thing. And honestly, this thing can just tear through those switch-ins like nothing. And then we have the Tailwind. If I feel like I'm in a situation where I think Ments can die, I will set up the Tailwind, and that will set me up for a situation where I can either I can bring in a Meloetta and just clean up the match, or Volcanion and just nuke the rest of Justin's team. This is a more of a late game mod to bring out on the field so that I can start whittling through the team early, and then bring Ments in, get a Tailwind off, and tear through everything. So that is going to be our team. I'm really, really excited. I cannot wait. Let us do this battle. I'm really, really super hyped. So, without further ado, we're going to get into the battle. Until next time, guys, I'm PokePrimer, signing off. What's up, YouTube? PokePrimer here, primed and ready to do one battle in the IPBL. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here. Week 1 is happening. We are taking on Justin and the Toney Typhlosions. You saw from our team builder, you know what we're bringing. We're bringing Catching Claws, the Sneasel, Old Faithful Volcanion, Kidney Stone, the Fortress, Play With Me, the Mega Banette, NBT, the next big thing, the Meloetta, and Morrowind, our Salamence, as Justin decided to bring against us the Kieran Black, Arcanine, Scizor, Hitmonlee, Gliscor, and Togetic. First thing that I noticed of everything in this match, first thing that I noticed outright was he did not bring the Galvantula or the Ambipom. So 2 out of the 4 moves on my Sneasel's moveset are basically useless. Unless I can maybe hit the Kieran Black with 2 low sweeps. Outside of that, I can't see anything that Beat Up and Low Sweep are going to do, and actually Protect is almost basically useless. So pretty much the only move on my Sneasel's moveset that's going to do anything of relevance is probably going to be the Icicle Crash. So that was one thing that I noticed right off the bat. Second thing I noticed, though, is after rocks go up, I ran a few calcs, nothing switches into Steam Eruption from my Volcanion at all. Nothing on this team switches into Steam Eruption after rocks go up. So once I get rid of the potential defoggers, if I can get rocks up at some point in this match and keep them up, then it's pretty much GG, and I can just spam with Volcanion and win. Overall, I'm liking the matchup right off the bat. Looking at his team, I'm trying to predict potential leads, but I figured I was going to try to predict the lead and maybe bring something else out instead of Sneasel, maybe preserve it for later and try to Icicle Crash the Gliscor or something. But I was thinking either the Gliscor was going to lead or the Togetic was going to lead. Or actually, I also considered the Kyurem leading as well. So with all those options in my mind, Sneasel still seemed like my best possible lead. So without further ado, I'm going to set the speed to normal, and I'm going to go ahead and play. And I'm going to lead with our Sneasel as he leads with the Togetic. So I'm able to get off a huge crit Icicle Crash turn 1. I was hoping for the flinch too, but he is able to get that Thunder Wave off on us, which is kind of unfortunate. He goes for the Ancient Power, and right there, he gets the boosts. I know it's Serene Grace and everything, but he got the boosts. I was like, fuck. First of all, without the boosts, he wouldn't be able to 2KO us, which is huge. But hopefully, we are going for the Icicle Crash here, so hopefully we can break through that. No, we're not going to break through the paralysis. Fuck it. And the Ancient Power is just going to take out Catching Clouds, which is really unfortunate. But we have to go immediately into Volcanion here and just click Steam Eruption. We have to kill this thing. We can't let it do any other damage. So right off the bat, 5-5, we're going good. He goes into Dr. Kicks here. As I'm going to switch into Morrowind, predicting the normal gem fake out. He's going to, in fact, go for that, as I am going to eat that up. Now, right here, I predicted him to switch out into the Arcanine to try and check my physically offensive Salamence, because if I was Scarfments, even if he wanted to stay in, I could literally, like, absolutely obliterate this thing. Right off the bat, I would have been able to kill it without any real issue if I was Scarfments. But, unfortunately, I was not Scarfments, and he actually decided to stay in. So I had actually gone for the Hydro Pump, predicting the Arcanine switch. So that's really unfortunate that I got caught there. He's just going to go for another Stone Edge, some super effective damage going on. I just hit this thing with a Draco Meteor. I want to hit it as hard as possible. But now I'm at -2 special attack, but I do want to keep Salamence's Intimidate for later. So I am going to go into my Kidney Stone here. Swallow that Stone Edge like it's nothing. No big deal. He's going to go for the Earthquake, and with his Unburden boost and everything, I go for my Gyro Ball, and I'm going to be able to knock out the Hitmonlee. It's just huge. Huge stuff. In comes the Gliscor, and I decide we're just going to trade rocks this turn. He goes for his, I go for mine, which is perfectly fine. No big issue here. But I don't think he's staying in at this point. So I actually just clicked the Rapid Spin. He's going to switch into his Arcanine as I go for my Rapid Spin, get the rocks off my side of the field, which is really, really good because it allows Volcanion to switch around, and it allows Salamence to actually come back in. But at this point, I just leave Kidney Stone in. I know the recoil is going to be huge on the Arcanine, so I do just leave Kidney Stone in to take that Flare Blitz, and I get the free switch into Volcanion. And what switches into a Steam Eruption? Pure and Black normally, maybe, kind of, but after Rocks, look at that damage. That's a spec Steam Eruption. That does like 40%. That's wild. So even after an Earth Power, we swallow the Earth Power, and we are able to take out the Pure and Black without it causing any real damage to our team. Now he brings in the Gliscor, which I was kind of shocked by, but he does go for the... I thought I was going to kind of go for Protect here, either that or Earthquake, but I went into my Morrowind as my safest play. Now, here's another move. That shows that he had speed investment on his Gliscor. Okay? And here's how I know. Because I have a higher base speed. If he had 0 speed investments, if he had no speed investment whatsoever, he would not be able to outspeed my Ments. My Ments would have outsped him. I would have gotten this Tailwind off here, and I would have literally just gone back into Volcanion and spammed Steam Eruption for the win. Because nothing at this point takes it. He has nothing for... Mega Scizor cannot touch Volcanion at all. So Steam Eruption would have definitely 2 KO'd and blown it back. Arcanine would have been blown back by the Steam Eruption, and Gliscor didn't stand a chance against it either. So if I'd gotten the Tailwind up there, that would have been great. But he is going to be able to outspeed and connect with that Stone Edge, which is really unfortunate. But it's whatever. So I'm actually going to go into the NBT here, and I'm going to click the Relic Song button. We're gonna see if Meloetta Pirouette can put in the work. I think it can. So we're going to transform here, and I don't know if he's prepared for Meloetta Pirouette. I am just going to click the Fire Punch button, and we're going to blow away this Mega Scizor. Absolutely end its life. In comes the Arcanine, and after Rocks, I'm not 100% sure I can kill it. Not 100% sure that I can kill. I go for the Drain Punch. It does kill. We are able to knock out the Arcanine. I'm not sure what his spread was. If he was fully physically defensive, we actually might have not been able to kill. I go for the Ice Punch. We do a huge chunk of damage, about 53%, which is great. He's going to go for a Stone Edge. He's pretty much lost at this point. He's just trying to get off as much damage as possible. He goes for the Protect, maybe hoping for a last-ditch effort to live. He does have enough HP, he thinks, to live, but we do get a high roll on the last Ice Punch. And Meloetta comes out of this match with 3 kills. 3 kills, okay? That Argumon that everyone kind of, like, chuckles about, it's like, that thing will never do well. I just got 3 kills with it. So, Meloetta is really fantastic, and I'm really happy that Meloetta was able to pull through in that match for us. So that is it. That is it for week 1. We are going to walk out 1-0 with a +3 differential, which is fantastic. Next week, we are actually going to be taking on, I believe, Jen. We are taking on Jen of the Carolina Cutie Flies. Our first divisional matchup, which is going to be really, really tough. So, she had easily game of the week this week. Her against Chris's fiance, Elsie. Pretty sure that fiance is. If I'm wrong, I'm going to sound really stupid. But pretty sure she's his fiance, and she was covering for Juwan. This week, he was busy with something. He wasn't able to battle, so she covered for his team, and it was easily battle of the week. It was very, very close, and 1-0 victory. The Kanto division is absolutely monstrous, with the entire Kanto division winning this week. But next week, we face each other, and that's going to be a hell of a match. She's got an absolutely terrifying team, including Mega Metagross, which really absolutely horrifies me that I have to battle Mega Metagross. But I know for a fact that if we really, really try, we can definitely beat that thing. I have plans already in mind to take it on. Hopefully we can beat it. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you guys have enjoyed, please make sure to leave a like down below. If you guys are proud supporters of the Pittsburgh Popplios, definitely hit that subscribe button and stick around for our future matches. And until then, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I'm PokePrimer, signing off.